When you come across ants in your everyday life, they might seem insignificant. They are small and diminutive. They might not seem to have much relevance to you as a human. But the thing is, the world of ants is a complex one, full of millions of tiny organisms that work together for a collective whole. Through the observation of ants, we as humans can glean insights and gain inspirations about human connectivity and communication. Today, I'm going to show you about this world and how it reveals a social species of architects and warriors. First, let's look at how colonies grow and socialize. You have the queen, who lays all the thousands of eggs for the entire colony. Then you have the winged males and females, who mate, and then after they've mated, the males die, and the females fly off and form a new colony. The majority of the colony is made up of a hierarchy of workers and warriors who perform specific tasks and stay in constant sync through communication using pheromones and to relay messages about food and danger. Ants are also very loyal to one another. Researcher Elise Nubari has observed how ants will rescue one another. When placed in a synthetic trap, nestmates will come by and retrieve the trapped ant. With this level of cooperation throughout the colony, multitudes are capable of accomplishing great things. Okay. With the level of cooperation throughout the colony, multitudes are capable of extreme accomplishments. Before recently, we didn't know much about the insides of ant colonies. However, the researchers like Jack McClintock have taken casts by pouring molds into these ant colonies, and we've been able to figure out how they look like from the inside. These casts have revealed that they're geometrical, organizing, aesthetically pleasing, and very predictable. Other structures are like these, which are made by weaver ants. The ants will form a crane, pulling leaves together, and then other ants will come by. They're pulling the leaves together, and then other ants will come by and use silk-bearing larvae to weave the leaves together, binding them and making a housing for their colony, like this one. While ants have a capacity to build, the use of their collective strength is not limited to architectural feats. A look at ants in combat reveals other insights about ants as a unit. Ants, just like humans, are very territorial and often go to war with other ant colonies. Often they'll go and steal broods from the other ants, and they'll even kill the other queens, enemy queens, to enslave the worker ants of that queen. Researcher Mary Beckman has observed the tendencies of ants to become more aggressive and release more attack pheromones as they get even closer to the nest, showing that ants are very territorial. You can also see that as ants engage with hunting of the prey, many times their size, they use their collective ability very effectively. Here's a picture of ants protecting one of their queens, using their bodies as a shield. So, what can we learn from ants? As humans, we can take things like the way that ants build their nests and use them as models for urban planning, where we can make our human connectivity make people come together better rather than separating. We can also use ants as a model for corporate projects, where there are many small things needed to accomplish a greater task. Another thing that we can learn from ants is the way that they use the way that they identify. The identity of the ant is not in its individuality, but in its collective good in the colony. If we can identify with our collective good with other humans, we can accomplish great things as well. So, with so much to learn from ants, maybe their small size doesn't mean that they're so unimportant. Perhaps, next time you come across an anthill, go grab a magnifying glass and get inspired about human connectivity. Thank you. And yes.